Yo, yo.
How you doing?
You. Are we live yet?
Yes.
Alrighty. I'll join the. I'm getting on league right now. My lake is still killing me. Okay, I'm on league. Have they created the custom game yet?
Huh?
Have they created the custom game yet?
No.
Okay.
Ugh. There we go.
I'm gonna go grab something to rest my foot on so my foot can stay elevated. Be right back.
Oops. Ugh. All right. Dang. There we go.
Okay, my foot's elevated. We should be good.
Your foot's elevated, therefore we should be good.
Bro, my leg hurts so bad.
Yeah, quit whining.
I should probably go to spec.
You probably should what?
I said go to spec.
Yeah, you probably should go to
Later.
spec.
Alright, so
Oh man, moment of truth. Connor versus Mick.
how do you think draft's gonna go?
Honestly, I don't know.
Think we're gonna get any weird flexes, people out of certain positions, maybe Mick going to support to handle Connor?
No, I definitely think that Mick is going to keep what he's going with. He's
Yep.
been playing like even today playing with this team. He's been playing mid lane, so I don't
Yep.
think that they're going to go for anything crazy here. I think that they're just going to try to win the game by
Yeah,
what they're
I
used to.
agree. I definitely think that they're gonna stay the same. Although on Connor's side, I wonder what he's gonna do. I mean, he's known for being a five head, so it'll be interesting to see what he has prepared to go up against Mick's team. I do have to worry though about their top matchup because I know that Mario's uh, still learning. We'll just say so. I think that matchup between him and Logan is going to be extremely volatile. So I'm interested to see how they handle that.
Hmm.
I think that if I was mixed team, I'd definitely probably go for like a something like a Malphite ban to take him off of comfort.
Yeah, definitely. As far as going down that list, what else do you think Mick looks at banning?
Well, we already know that Connor's a Soraka one trick, so
Soraka's
that's
most
just
likely gone.
yeah. Soraka's 100% probably gone. I mean, Soraka's just laned them. He has so much pressure whenever he plays that champion, and it can impact the whole map really with his heals. And whenever they grip the team fights, it's just a menace. So I definitely think the Soraka's gone. And then I really don't think he's gonna want any Ashe Swain shenanigans. So I'm guessing they ban one of the two champions there. More than likely the Ashe. So that way Connor doesn't still have the option to play Ashe support.
Mm-hmm.
As long as they're not trolling and ban both like I did. Um, then, but yeah, I definitely think that those are probably going to be the bans that Mick takes. At least if I was in Mick's shoes, those would be the bans that I would probably throw out. So I think that's probably most likely. What about you? How do you think Connor's going to go about ban phase?
As far as them, I feel like the strategy kind of just has to be either triple ban Logan, but
Hmm.
most likely Alawi and York are both going to be gone. Urgot might be left up, but I definitely think Alawi York are insta banned,
Yeah.
and that third ban either turns into an Urgot or maybe you look at banning like Seraphine from
See,
Mick to where he can't
I,
take that mid lane.
I think Connor's going to ban the Hecarim. Uh,
That is
I
also
think,
actually
I
actually
think
you're
that
right there. I
he's,
think that
yeah.
third ban's going to be a Hecarim for sure.
Yeah, I think that he's been kind of uncontested on Hecarim so far. He hasn't really shown that he can adequately play other junglers yet,
Right.
so I definitely think he's going to be taking him off that.
I actually agree with you. I kind of forgot about jungle.
Yeah, so I think it'll be interesting. The other two bands, I'm interested to see what Connor does with them, but I definitely am watching for that Hecarim ban. I know that it's one that that I definitely should have banned and that he's been talking about as well. So.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are your predictions for this game? How do you think it's gonna go?
Oh man. I think Connor's team is very strong, right? I think the whole meme of Team Inactive powering up is honestly pretty true. I feel
Mhm.
like that they are much stronger than they initially appeared. So I actually think that there's high potential of a 1-1 here.
Mhm.
Um, Outside of the insta assumption that Mick will 2-0 Connor, I actually feel like Connor's going to be able to take at least a game off of Mick.
Yeah. I would also agree with that, but with the stipulation that whatever he has planned for draft goes his way. I think that if he gets a winning draft like he did with against you with like the Swain Ash, I think that if he's able to pull something out again that gives him an advantage in draft, then I think that they can transition that into a win. But I think
Right.
it's going to be really hard for them to just fight them straight up. If you're just slapping down two standard team comps on both teams, I'm probably going to hands down give it to Mick both games. But if Connor is able to prevail in draft phase and able to actually get like an abusive matchup, an abusive lane that he's looking to get and that he has gotten,
Yeah.
then I think we're gonna have a an interesting series on our hands.
I definitely see where you're coming from. I think that mixed team is like overall probably stronger.
Hmm.
However, if Connor gets that winning bot lane, I definitely feel like they can snowball their lead into
Yeah.
a team inactive victory.
Yep. I could agree and see that there. Although we do have to hope that their top lane doesn't lose out too hard
Right.
if that is to happen. So. I think that a lot of Connor's win is actually going to be less on the back of Connor in the bot lane because I feel like they're guaranteed to win that, right? So I think that it's actually going to be more on the jungler. I think that he's going to have to really step up and make sure that those lanes, those volatile solo lanes, aren't dying repeat on repeat. He's going to have to make sure that he stabilizes the map long enough for this bot lane to take over and carry the game. So. I'll be excited to see and watch his performance closely. I hope that they don't. I know he's a big advocate of the Graves, but he tends to farm a lot on the Graves. So I hope that they either like first pick the Hecarim for him or just something along those lines, depending on which side of the draft they get.
Right. Well,
But I
we're
definitely.
about to get in here. They
Mhm.
both teams have AR'd and draft is starting. So let's see what the game plans are. Okay, we see a Zac ban first. That is kind of expected, kind of not.
I guess that's just over the Ash ban. So maybe they're leaving up the Swain Ash. Um,
Nope, there's the
Oh, nope,
Ash.
there's the Ash band. Okay,
So
so
it's
then,
time to see if we see the Hecarim or not.
yeah. Or no, the Hecarim would be on
Well, I didn't mean to say Hecarim. I meant to say,
Malphite.
yeah, Malphite.
Yep, which I definitely expected that one to come out.
And then
Take
they're
Mario off
banning
bumper.
Yumi. Okay.
Oh.
So they're giving him Alawi. So they have a
Mhm.
plan to stop this Alawi if it goes first rotation,
But they
surely.
also left up the Hecarim,
They
which
did leave up the Hecarim.
I have to say is a little bit questionable. Okay, they take the Seraphine. Now, do you think that's going mid, or do you think that that's going on Connor?
Surely it's mid on Sabal Talbaron. I don't think Connor would play Seraphine. He could
And the
be,
Udyr
but
comes
I
out
don't
really
feel like he
quickly.
does.
Udyr's a good matchup.
Hmm.
Hecarim and him both go Zoom, so this will be a good jungle match to watch. Alrighty, and I assume that they match with maybe a mid laner of their own and maybe an ADC.
Okay, so
Oh,
they do take the Alawi here. I'm interested to see what Connor's plan is to attack this. Because he intentionally banned Urgot over the Alawi.
yeah.
So I'm curious to see what he's thinking here.
I wonder if their answer is going to be something like the Shin pick, where he kind of wins early and just can impact the map. The Ezreal. I do like that. That's a safe laner. It's a really good pick into Connor's
Aatrox.
team. Oh,
Okay.
do we maybe have a flex, or is it still Mario top?
I don't know, but we're gonna have to see what's going on here. But
Mhm.
they're definitely opting into just challenging the Alawi straight up with the Aatrox. So that's interesting to see.
Yeah, this should be a really interesting top lane.
I also want to see if Connor opts into the Soraka or if he's gonna stay away from it because
Yeah.
of mixed team comp. Because the Soraka is up. We'll see if it's banned here in second phase.
hmm So I have actually in their flex game, I do see the Aatrox being picked by Zhao. It was in one of the games. He also played a few games of top. So I definitely think that this might be Zhao
They
top
might be sending Zhao top into
piloting
Logan.
piloting the Aatrox, which I do like. I think that just because he has been diamond, I think that he definitely can navigate the lane better. All right, so going to phase two of these bans,
Could we possibly see something crazy as like Mario taking that Seraphine bot lane and then Connor ADCing?
maybe I could definitely see that happening. Okay, there's
I'm
the
really just
Shin
excited to
ban.
see how draft goes
Okay,
here.
the Shin ban's really interesting because they've already picked their top
Are
laner. I
they
guess
going
that's a
Karma
target man
Seraph?
at
Are we
Connor.
going Karma Seraphine lane?
Maybe that could also be like a Seraphine mid or a Karma mid. Both of those can flex
I
mid. So
don't
this
know,
is a
but
really hard
they
draft to
definitely
make.
have a draft strategy here.
They knew their plan going into it, and it seems like they've executed and got what they wanted out of it.
I think you're right about the Zhao top lane though.
hmm
I don't think that they would try to put Aatrox on somebody unfamiliar with him.
Although in
Ezreal
his
sent a
Aatrox
bot
game,
lane.
okay. Now I really liked the Ezreal pick. I less like the Senna pick. I think that they had a good safe lane going for them against an abusive potential Zhao Connor lane. I think that they should have probably picked something more of like the supportive style, and a little bit less of the like Senna carry threat.
Okay, let's see what Mick plans to play mid here. We got 5 more seconds on the pick. Okay, he's
And
gonna
it
opt into the
is the
Echo.
Echo.
I saw that in his flex games earlier. Not
hmm
flex, but normals. With his
Echo's
team.
one of those champions that can just kind of run away with the game if he gets a lead. So I'll be interested to see who ends up going mid lane. If it's maybe Connor Zhao in the solo lanes to match the pressure of Mick and Logan.
Okay, so that is definitely either Mario or Sabal Talbaron mid.
hmm
Most likely Sabal Talbaron, because that's what he's been playing.
Yeah, I think the Malzahar is a fine pick into the Echo. It works
Yeah.
really well. He's not able to ulti. You have the silence as well for his engages. I think that that's a really good pick.
So
On the side of
I
the
think
Echo.
Connor and Mario are going Karma Seraphine bot here, which is going to be
Mhm.
very exciting to see. With Zhao in the top lane, it's going to be interesting. It's a new side of Connor that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, so this comp is looking more like a just Aatrox go Burr, almost like an Olaf-centered comp, where you're just super buffing the Aatrox and he's gonna run away with it.
You're right.
So I'm excited to see how they navigate this game. Hopefully, they'll be able to make it towards that mid-game team fight without losing any lanes too hard. So that way the Aatrox can just destroy team fights.
Okay, and we can see in the game, Zhao is lined up in that top slot, and Connor's requesting a getting in order. So I definitely
Mhm.
think Connor's team is in order. So we will be seeing the Zhao top lane.
Yep. And it does look like it's Sabal mid, which I'm excited for this lineup. I think that this is definitely exactly what I was talking about, what we were discussing before the game. That for Connor's team to be able to pull a game out of this, I feel like they have to be able to have something up their sleeve. And I think that this is what's up his sleeve. This is the card that they're throwing out, and they're throwing it out early. So I like this a lot. I think it should go pretty well. It'll be an exciting game to watch.
Going back to if Connor has a plan, then if that plan works, I definitely feel like Connor can take the win here.
Hmm.
We'll have to see what Zhao can do into the Alawi, but
Yeah.
he's willing to opt into that matchup, so they definitely have some idea what's going on here.
Yeah. I'm definitely interested to see how Zhao is in the top lane, right? Because he is an ADC main, so he's still up against a platinum top laner that knows how to play top lane, right? So I really want to see how this matchup goes. If Zhao is actually able to take advantage of this counter pick that he's gotten, or if just the lack of being a top laner will be shown throughout this game. So it'll be an exciting game to cast, and I'm looking forward to see how this top lane goes. Although I feel like, even though I'm super excited for this top lane, I still think that jungle is going to be a deciding factor here. They did leave up that Hecarim, and I think that that's really dangerous because we've seen how much it's able to run around and impact the map, which will make it hard for them to transition towards that like mid-game power spike of team fighting that Connor's looking forward to. So I think the jungle is going to be one to watch.
I think you kind of abandon mid lane though. I don't feel like jungle can hover mid, but I don't feel like you gank too much into the Echo.
Yeah.
And Echo Hecarim have a lot of gank threat on the Malzahar. So I feel like this Malzahar needs to just stay very, very safe. And then Udyr needs to invest resources into Aatrox.
Yeah, for sure.
As we've already identified, Aatrox is what this comp is built around. We have the Karma Seraphine bot. That's literally just to poke and stay safe. I don't see too much action happening down there. I think this comp is strictly centered around top lane this game.
Although I will say, Udyr does have a pretty nasty gank bot lane just because of the speed ups from Karma and the root that can come down from Seraphine off of the Udyr stun. So they do have gank potential bot, they have gank potential top, but I would agree with you. I think that it's going to be really hard for this Udyr to gank the Echo mid lane, unless he's just overextending, and once Malzahar hits 6, then I think they have gank potential, but until then, I think you're right. He's pretty much going to have to ignore mid lane.
Even then, they don't have enough damage to burst Echo, so once Echo gets out of Malzahar ulti, he can just Echo ulti out and be full health again.
Yeah. It'll definitely be interesting to see what these junglers do. I think that the way that they navigate this early game is going to be a big factor of how this game is going to play out. Which side do you give the scaling to? I honestly feel like I give it towards mixed team. I think that the Aatrox, while good, I think that it kind of spikes in the mid game, in those nasty mid game team fights.
I also think Ezreal Senna can dump damage into that Aatrox while staying at range. So I think I agree with you. Even though Connor has like a really unique and exciting draft. Oh, that is Connor on Seraphine and Mario on Karma, by the way.
Yeah. So I like this. I think that Seraphine outputs more damage than Karma. It's just a better champion in general right now. So I do like that he's piloting the Seraphine.
I would have expected him to flip that, but it's interesting.
Well, I think that Karma, the idea behind this is Mario is a little bit of a lower rank, so he's more of a, like, Karma can just spam shields, right? So it's less of a mechanical champion. You don't really have to hit any big ults in team fights. But Seraphine, Connor piloting the Seraphine should be interesting. They have some really, really good team fight ultis, but you do have to kind of wonder what's going to happen here, because Connor's whole team gimmick is to group this Aatrox with the Seraphine Karma and be a disgusting team fight team, right?
Right.
And then you have an Alawi that's going to be splitting all game. So the Aatrox is going to have to answer this Alawi. So I'm not sure how exactly they're going to navigate this fight, or these fights that are going to play out, because the Alawi is going to be splitting, and you can't really leave her alone in the side lane. So I don't know who's going to answer that, or if maybe they're just choosing the Aatrox as a split Aatrox, and maybe instead they're just going to buff the Udyr.
You also see
So
really low damage output on Connor's
yeah.
team.
I actually think that Malzahar is extremely underrated though, and I know that the Seraphine also does a lot of damage depending on what build he goes. I know that Connor's a support main, but I really don't want to see him go the Moonstone build because I feel like he's not going to do enough damage. Um,
I as creative as the draft is, I think this game is actually Mick favored
yeah,
because,
same.
as I said, that Ezreal Senna is going to be dumping damage into that Aatrox, and like if Aatrox is trying to get like he's trying to dive into their team, and that's what
Yeah.
Alawi wants. Alawi wants them to go into her, not the other way around, and so. I'm curious to see how this goes because their plan is going to be Seraphine ulti into Aatrox, smack everybody. But
Yeah, and
I
then I
don't
mean
know
you
how
have
well that's going to work into the Ezreal, Senna, Alawi,
mm,
just dumping damage into those team fights. And I don't know that Connor's team has the damage output to kind of counter that.
yeah. I feel like mixed team is almost a do it all your team, all do it all team. Like you
Hmm.
have the Echo that can just like has really strong pick potential. You can assassinate the back line. You
Especially
have
with
the Alawi that
Hecarim.
can split, or in team fights, Alawi can be disgusting with an ulti. Whenever you have a team that's wanting to engage into you, like you said, you have the Hecarim that can just dive in the back line as well. I mean, you have the Senna Ezreal, which have enough self peel to just easily, like you said, pump damage from afar. So I feel like mixed team has a lot of disengage. They have engage. I think it's going to be really hard for Connor's team to pull this out. They have to really execute in the mid game and get this Aatrox ahead. Maybe win some massive team fights around objectives. But I'm really excited to see how this game plays out, and it looks like we're only 10 seconds away from getting into it.
Hmm. I'm very curious to see how Connor adapts because, as we've pointed out, the draft, we feel at least, is in favor of the Colossal GOAT here. But I want to
Yeah.
see how Connor plays this out. I want to see what his strategy is and like how he plans to play this comp.
Mhm.
Because the linear way that I see it, it's not necessarily going to work too well. But I'll have to see how it develops in the game.
Yeah, for sure. I think that there's definitely a potential that the Aatrox still gets ahead. Honestly, it just kind of depends. I think that whoever wins this like solo matchup top lane, if they can win it without jungle interference, then I think that I maybe give the edge to that team. Just because this top lane is going to be so influential for how the rest of the game goes. So I'm really looking forward to see what happens in these early stage top lane. I think the
Hmm.
bot lane is just pretty much going to be a farm fest though. So. Alrighty, and it looks like the game is underway. So I wonder if we're gonna have any interesting level 1 strats.
We will have to see.
Alrighty, and what time are you at?
At 9 seconds.
10, 11,
Yeah.
12? Okay, and we're synced. Alright, so I think we're just probably getting a standard 5 point. It looks like both teams are fanning out like normal. Although it's a little bit of a weird 5 point coming out of Connor's side. They're not really
It's also a weird 5 point
in
from Nick's side.
position. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here, but I guess it works.
They both kind of opted for the same
Yeah, weird 5
positioning.
point shot. Yeah.
But
So I wonder. There's no sweepers, so it looks like they're not gonna look to push up and maybe clear some wards that might have been placed. So
also,
check for more.
you were talking about you wanted to see Connor not play Moonstone, but he does have Guardian as his rune, and so
I mean,
I
maybe
think
that's
they really are just going for this shield bot Karma Seraphine.
yeah. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping that maybe that's just for laning phase. But you're right. That does kind of indicate that he's gonna go more of a supportive build, which I mean it's fine. Malzahar still can like pump out a lot of damage late game, especially with the new burn items. It's just I think I would have liked to see their highest elo player on a little bit more of a carry threat. Not saying that he can't carry on support, but all right. And it looks like we're just gonna get a bot start from both of these junglers. So both of them are gonna be pathing towards top, which is what you would want to see here, since this is gonna be such a volatile matchup.
Right.
I think that it'll be interesting to see where this Scuttle Crab fight goes. I think that there will probably be a fight that breaks over at the Scuttle Crab up towards top lane. Karma Poke goes wide. You hate to see that. That first ulti Q gives you so much lane control if you're able to land it.
Man, I'm hungry.
Yeah, I just realized we haven't had dinner. Alright, and Senna's just getting a lot of
Senna
early
is getting a
poke
lot of
off.
poke, and they're just kind of eating it.
Yeah, that is a lot of poke onto Mario. You hate to see that because Senna's just going to scale so
Oh,
hard with
no.
these souls that she's
Okay,
getting.
well, that's one way to
they are
start this
so
bot
low.
lane.
Karma does trade a little bit back. Aatrox going in to trade. Okay, it looks like the junglers are both on their 4th camp here. Their clear time is about the same. Udir's is a little bit faster, so maybe he's going to be able to get to the Scuttle Crab or top lane faster and influence it. Mid lane is just a farm fest. And the Aatrox does miss that Q. Oh, the Alawi Tentacle goes wide. Red buff acquired. He's looking towards top lane here. Oh, he's pinging the Scuttle Crab, so it looks like he is going to try to pick this up, and the Hecarim's just going to respect it and not contest. He's going to go and do
The
his...
Hecarim's trying to double Gromp and Blue at the same time.
Yeah. Alright, so I wonder if he takes this top lane now. Oh, he's invading. Oh,
He already has
just
Scuttle.
No, I want to see him go for a double Scuttle
Yeah, he should
here.
have just gone for the double.
But it's alright. He's going to go up here and pick up his
He
Krugs.
can opt in for the Krugs, especially because
Yeah, he's already a
Hecarim
Scuttle
didn't even
hunted.
attempt to go bot lane.
Yeah, this might also give him a gank timing after he picks up these Krugs to look towards top lane. It looks like Logan is actually winning this these top lane trades though. And Zhao just sits there and eats the tentacle damage. Bot lane, Connor is dangerously low on mana. And they're pretty far behind on farm right now because they're just eating that poke from the Senna and the Ezreal. Zhao's also getting a massive wave crash. Udir's looking though. Udir's going to gank. We have the stun land, but
He does get hit by the
yeah,
tentacle, and that's
he
just
does
an
get hit by the
instant L.
tentacle. Yeah, he has to disengage. Alawi can 2v1 those, especially with how low the Aatrox was. Mid lane's going decent. The farm's not too far off. It's about equal.
We have Aatrox backing, so Alawi is definitely winning this early lane, which
For sure. No, I'd want to see like
I don't quite know the top lane matchups, but
so
a
he
lot of
picks up
damage
the
coming in
pickaxe
bot lane.
here. I would have maybe actually liked to seen an early Executioners from this Aatrox. I think that might have been more valuable than the pickaxe.
That is
opting
a
to
big trade.
fight
This is
the
a big
Aatrox.
trade. Okay, he gets.
Yeah,
he gets.
not-
Oh my!
and that is first
He
blood
holds the
going to
flash
the
and gets killed by
Aatrox.
the Aatrox passive auto.
I
That
think
is
he's
big.
double lift. He's saving all of his sums. That
That is
super
not what I
unfortunate.
expected to happen right there.
No, not at all. You have to wonder why he opted to fight there instead of just backing off. I mean, he had a full reset. The Aatrox was able to reset and pick up the
Alawi's
pickaxe.
TPing.
Aatrox does have
he's
6
popping
though.
the ulti. Okay, there's the Alawi
Okay,
flash.
there's the flash.
Oh, and Alawi goes back in. Aatrox
Yeah,
is
he's
just going to
still
get a
walking
huge
up.
trade on the Alawi. She is popping the corrupting pot though, so
Yeah,
not
and
too
she
much
will
lost.
heal up and also have her ult up while the Aatrox ult is down. So maybe she actually looks for a fight here. I think she will actually. Oh, the Aatrox flash.
Oh.
But he's not gonna get anything
He
done. The
needed to
Alawi's
land that knockup.
the Udyr is pathing up there though, and the
Here's the
Hecarim
Hecarim
bot's
gank
new.
bot. Seraphine has
Seraphine
completely no
flashed.
mana at all. Okay, the
And
Karma
the
Shield
shields
does
come
save
out.
her.
Yeah, it's just such a safe lane. They did blow double sums, or
Triple
3
sums.
sums though. So double flashes means that there's definitely a possible chance for a regank. Okay, Mick's smartly playing towards the side the Hecarim's on. He's gonna start up this dragon and get early objectives. There's a massive wave though that this Alawi is missing right here. The Aatrox able to crash it for free. And his ulti's gonna be roughly back up whenever he comes back into lane, so that
That's going to
advantage
be a
of not
huge
having
XP
ulti-
diff as well.
Yeah, for sure. The Alawi still doesn't have our ultimate, and Aatrox is probably almost close to 7.
Blue team does manage to get this dragon.
The Malzahar is probably gonna have to TP in here, unless he's just gonna give up the entire wave. Okay, he does TP in, but he's still missing 3
Yeah, it
minions,
was
and
kind of
also
a
Mick
late
gets some
TP.
plates. It's really late on the TP. And the Hecarim is out farming the Udyr by a little bit here, so I think that the overall gold difference is definitely coming from that mid lane, though. and bot as well. They have a decent. Oh,
There's the Alawi ulti
fight
that we were
top
talking
side.
about.
Yeah, and that can just turn fights. The Aatrox is gonna have ulti back up soon though, and then he can turn this. The Alawi has to be careful.
Yeah, Aatrox just kind of takes those. I think you're pretty comfortable with that, because now you can pop ulti and all in.
Now he has ulti advantage, so he can just heal up in the fight, and I think he honestly looks to fight here. With both junglers coming up and testing Scuttle Crab, I think that top lane's stronger, but mid lane is definitely stronger from mixed side.
Do we see a kill here? A solo kill on the Hecarim? Hecarim's dead.
The Hecarim is really low, and Hecarim's just dead.
There's also trading going on top.
That's that Udyr in action. Udyr's such a strong stick champion still. Even after the nerfs, he's still an insane contender in the jungle. The Ezreal E's forward. He eats a decent amount of poke.
He does get punished for that E.
But he is level 6, and the other bot laners are still level 5, so there's no kill threat quite yet.
Do we see the triple
Q here? Aatrox might just kill here, and he might not even have to use ulti here.
Okay,
yeah, and he
doesn't.
We just see the Udyr flash, and that is another kill. Now, this is exactly the win condition that we identified for Honor's team. We needed this Aatrox to get ahead, so I think that he actually has a good shot at this game now. I think that... Okay, the Echo goes in. And the spell shield is just so strong, it kind of stops that Echo all in its tracks a little bit. Now we do see the Seraphine hit 6. This is actually pretty big because they have some kills.
There's the Hecarim ganking. Aatrox still has ulti.
The Aatrox still has ulti. This is really troll.
That was
yeah,
a mistake.
The Aatrox just turns it.
That is a mistake right there.
That is a big mistake. Aatrox 3-0, and the Alawi is just missing waves under tower.
Okay,
and the jungler is coming up
win.
with Rift Herald. I think they're just gonna drop it here and get free plates.
Oh, all in mid lane. Malzahar's just dead.
Yep. Yeah, Malzahar dies here. That is really good by Mick. He really needed that to maybe give his team some like faith.
Do they just kill the Alawi again?
They might. Alawi does have the ult, but she misses the
tentacle.
I would have liked to see the ult a little bit earlier. Although yes, it's crucial to hit the E. You can always ult first. Like if you're not able to get in a good E position.
I think the thought process is you always want to pull the E before the ulti for more tentacles. But I agree. Like right there is life or death. You didn't have time to E.
Yeah, there were 2 people under tower. She should have just pressed ult whenever she was that low, but
even then, I don't know if she lives. But
yeah, she does fall again though and misses another massive wave. And with that, the Aatrox is up even more. Karma gets caught here. They're kind of all inning. Okay, I have to respect the counter poke and just back off. So what do you think Mick's avenue into this game back is? You have this massive lead in the top and jungle, and a bot lane that is just completely stable.
You stop inting the
Aatrox. Yeah, I'd like to see Mick get out of this lane. I think that yes, he can abuse this Malzahar, but he can't do it consistently enough to really impact the game enough. So I think he needs to start roaming. I want to see him roam top. I want to see him roam bot with the jungler. I want to see him get stuff done around the map.
It's just
the Aatrox is just going in. Aatrox is just so bad, but he doesn't have the ulti.
He needs to disengage. He goes back in.
Yeah, he just dies. That's a massive shutdown over the Alawi. He just ends. He could have just disengaged that and then won the fight whenever his ulti came back up.
Rule number 2. Rule number 1 is don't chase Singe. Rule number 2 is don't fight Alawi.
You're correct. Oh, but the Udyr is up here. She hits the tentacle, but Udyr is really tanky.
Damage,
doesn't have an ulti.
He just kills her. Yep.
Yeah, he just kills her outright. That is really good on the Udyr. Completely neutralizes a lot of that advantage that the Alawi got. She can't push the wave in. That means Aatrox might not have to teleport either, which means he'll have it for this dragon fight. Bot lane is just still trading heavily, which honestly definitely favors Mick's side. I mean, the Senna probably has so many souls at this point. Whenever we're looking at her champion, she has 43 souls already. So she's already hit 2 of her upgrades at 10 minutes, basically. So she's doing very well. She's on track to hit the ideal 60 at 20 and be even probably above that. So the Senna's going to transition very well into this late game here. And the Udyr's looking to gank here.
Ezreal looks like he flashes away. Okay, also Senna flash. So they just got 2 suns. out of bot lane. Zhao's just eating all of that damage. That's not what you want to do. You either want to
Yeah.
counter trade or just get out. But he kind of
Yeah,
just
he-
opted in to eat all of the spirit damage.
He's still full. He's still a full level up, but he
double
definitely
team-
needs to figure out how to navigate these.
Does he
These
get a kill
fights.
here? Oh, he missed
might.
the flash, but I still think he gets the kill. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he does. Power of that Aatrox just coming in.
Once
It's
again,
so
Logan
strong.
holding his flash.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's saving his summoners for. Maybe he thought that his ult was coming off cooldown and he could have used it, but I think he just used flash there to get away. He needs to stop bleeding out, and he was worth gold again because he got that kill. Oh, Echo is roaming in the stun. The root does tag the Karma, but the
Hooter's
shield's
going in, but he's kind of just abandoning his
Oh,
teammates
Heckram
here.
ulti there
Okay,
as
we have
well.
an Aatrox
the
TP.
teleport down from Aatrox. He doesn't have
could be
ulti though.
big.
He does not have
The
the
Malzahar
ulti,
and
but
Aatrox are
Malzahar
coming
is here
in.
as well.
Okay, he hits the Q. Okay, that
All
was
right,
big.
yeah, and Ezreal
There's
is just
one.
dead here.
Okay,
I don't
think
think they
we've
get
seen
any more, but I think they are able to transition this into a Drake. Udyr is low, and the Heckram is almost full health, so maybe they still look for a fight here. Okay, yeah, I think. Oh, are they still starting it up? They are starting it up. I think this is definitely risky. Heckram's full health, and so is Echo, and Echo still has ulti. They're just disengaging now. The Lowy still has her teleport. Let's see if she uses it to get down here and impact this fight. Senna
Big
ulti
damage
comes
incoming
down.
in from Senna. Does the Malzahar go down here?
Okay, Mika is gonna have to.
Udyr flash.
with
Okay,
ult.
Aatrox is huge. Aatrox is huge.
Wait, Mick just dies without ulting.
What? Was he out of mana? Hold on. I might
don't
rewind a
believe
bit.
The Malzahar he was on him. Maybe he thought he just wouldn't die. I'm not sure. I definitely think that he had enough mana to ulti there. You hate to see that. The Aatrox just roaming down and the Lowy just sitting on teleport again. What is she saving these sums for? That's a massive fight that she probably could have turned. If she TPs into the mid lane there, she could easily get a massive AoE teamfight ulti against a lot of people that are grouped in those jungle corridors there. So, although yes, she's able to sit up here and collect farm, maybe get back into the game a little bit, she just lost so much on the opposite side of the map. And the Echo, who was getting strong and had an advantage, just kind of lost it. So I really would have liked to seen the teleport from the Malawi.
I don't think Echo had mana. I think that was the problem.
Okay.
there.
And we see him still just eating these tentacle trades. I'm not sure why he's doing this. He either needs to zone the Malawi off of the tentacle, or he just needs to disengage the tentacle. He does have the Bramble. That's interesting. He opted for the Bramble instead of the damage Executioner. I think that
Executioners would probably be.
yeah, I
better,
think
but
the Executioner is definitely
at,
better
at,
here.
At the same time, they don't have any tankiness on their team. Like Aatrox is a.
I mean, they have the
off-tank.
Udyr, right?
Right.
Oh,
but
and
Aatrox is the front. line
Heckram
with
just has to
Udyr.
ult because the tower dies. I don't think he realized the tower was that low. He was looking for a 2v200 tower, but he just wastes his ult there. And I'd much rather him see him go bot and maybe punish the Karma that doesn't have a flash or something. They are winning actually quite a lot in this bot lane, right? Because the Ezreal has a kill. He's up a lot of farm.
Oh,
Oh, and
huge
the
Ezreal
Ezreal,
ulti.
another one with the ulti. It hits both
Aatrox
of
is
them
going
there.
in. Does he get the kill here?
He does.
Logan
I don't
ulti
think it
is-
matters. Yeah, because the Aatrox just has ulti as well.
Aatrox is so big. Hold on. Okay, that
Oh,
was really close.
That was a really close fight, and you just see the power of fighting Alawi in her ulti. She's 1 in 6 and still able to almost 1v1 this Aatrox.
A really dumb fight. However, it pays off. It's fine.
Oh,
we see the Echo going in
might
here.
actually.
Udyr's on the
get
flank.
caught here. I don't think he can kill the Aatrox fast enough. Actually, he does have the ignite. Aatrox isn't able to heal enough.
And
The Udyr can
Echo doesn't go
1v1
down.
the Echo here,
Echo has
though.
ulti.
Yeah, but
Okay,
the Udyr can
he
kite it
held
out.
it. He should have pulled it
Nobody-
a little bit earlier.
Nobody's in the air. Nobody's in the area. I think the Echo's probably just dead to rights here. Oh, mid
This went
lane.
all in
We
on the
see an
Heckram
ulti
though.
on the Heckram, but I don't think it
Heckram wins
matters.
this? Yeah.
Yeah, the Heckram wins this. Maybe the burn will trade a kill.
Okay, so
And
the
it doesn't
jungler's
look
taking
like
down
it.
the mid laners.
Yeah. So your respective trade on both sides, but the Aatrox did fall. Overall, that was an even trade, but the shutdowns that mixed team got makes that definitely worth it.
Mick did get a big shutdown on the Aatrox right there.
I think that definitely the win condition is now on this Echo. I think that the Echo has the potential to just like burst the backline and carry fights pretty much solo. So I like that he went in for that play and that he got the shutdown. Although I would have liked to seen him roam earlier, right? We identified that, hey, he's not going to be able to abuse this Malzahar in lane anymore because Malzahar can just sit
And
back
Echo
and push.
is now down CS. He was up
Yeah.
a massive CS lead on the Malzahar and is now losing.
Yeah, and because he started roaming a little bit later.
Oh, is this Alawi dead here? Alawi should be dead.
Yeah, she's just dead to rights. Nobody's in the area. Her team's too far away.
Alawi has no
You have 4
ulti.
people
You
up
just
here
kill
on the
her.
red side. Yeah, she just dies here for sure.
However, the Gore Drinker does proc. Doesn't matter.
And the Seraphine gets the kill. That's actually good. While the Aatrox is fed and you want him to keep getting fed, spreading the gold around the map a little bit, it's going to feel really nice for red team there. Okay, the Rift Herald does drop. All 4 of them are up here to defend this. It's going to be a 4v4. Mick goes in, so does the Hecarim.
The Seraphine ulti does clip Jumanji.
The Aatrox is just massive in the backline, though. The Aatrox has so much more threat
Hecarim
than
pushes
this
up too
Hecarim.
far. Okay, Aatrox is huge.
Yeah.
Aatrox just cleans up this fight.
Aatrox cleans up
Everybody
the backline.
goes down. And look how much he's healing.
Yeah, and he has
he's
so much
tanking
healing and
tower that
shielding
whole
from
time.
Seraphine and Karma.
Oh man, okay. Udyr does go down.
Yeah, and the Echo does fall as well, though.
Okay.
And he'll always back up. So what we saw there was, right, the Hecarim went in and dove the backline, but the Aatrox did the same respectively on the opposite side. Oh, we see a big Alawi ult here. The Aatrox
Oh my
is
gosh,
actually getting low.
look at his health.
He's just sitting here eating the damage. He needs to choose to either stay in that or get out of it. He keeps doing the same thing, and it's a little bit troll here. But going back to that last fight, what we saw there is we saw kind of a split fight. We saw the Hecarim dive the backline of red side, and the Aatrox dive the backline of blue side. The problem with that is Hecarim's not strong enough to 1v3, the Aatrox is. So the Aatrox just kind of cleaned them all up, while Hecarim wasn't able to get anything done in the backline because of all the shielding and healing that came down. And then whenever the Hecarim was just like left hanging, he just like insta-died, and then the shields came through for the Aatrox, so they just kept diving.
And Aatrox is building a Death Dance third item, and I feel like he has enough damage. He can just keep stacking this.
Yeah, and he has that Thorn Mail, which I mean, it's an item. I would have definitely liked to see more damage because he's already going to be so tanky with the shields, but I guess it does just make him even more unkillable. So
I think the Thorn Mail's a good buy.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's okay. I definitely would have probably liked to see an Executioner item, though. Or just... Oh, we might see a pick on the Echo here. Okay, he's able to E out. Malzahar does have ulti, so I definitely think they're going to look for a pick.
Echo's
Oh, Mick going in. The Karma just looks like she's going to evaporate here.
Karma gets out.
Maybe?
Okay.
Does not, but the Malzahar is suppressed.
Yeah,
they just burst him in time. He's dead there. That's really good.
The Heck Room. Did they get the Heck
The
Room?
Alawi? Maybe. Seraphine
oh, with
ulti
the
misses,
extension, the Heck Room
out.
barely gets out.
The Aatrox on the flank is going to catch the Senna, and she's just going to die. The Alawi holding on to her sums again and just split pushing here. Alright, so they secure the dragon, and this is 2-1. It's really good that Mixed Team got that early dragon, though, because it stalls the game out. And like we talked about in draft, while Connor's able to get this cheese strat out, we do favor the scaling of Mixed Team. So if this game goes long enough, I definitely think that they have a good shot in this game. Because as we see, Alawi is still a massive threat. She still has potential to 1v1 Aatrox if she hits her ulti right.
But they need this Ezreal and Senna to come online much faster than they are.
Yeah, that's very true. They are behind, but the avenue for blue side...
I think Aatrox just kills them both here. He has the Seraphine.
Alawi might have a good ulti here, though.
Aatrox is so big, but the Seraphine might go down.
Aatrox is taking a lot of code.
He's so tanky. I don't even know what to say. Aatrox does finally go down,
Yeah, he does finally go down, and the Ezreal picks up the Seraphine, and this is exactly what we talked about. Mixed Team does have the scaling advantage, and they're able to disengage so much.
They are throwing the mid game. I don't know why.
Yeah,
we're
they
seeing
shouldn't have been
Connor and
fighting
Zhao
there.
trying to 2v5, but...
Yeah, we shouldn't have seen that at all. We saw 2 members bot side with...
And like, we're just losing a Baron for
unable
what?
to join,
why are we losing a Baron right now?
Yeah, that was really troll there, and that's really dangerous on red side, because we already identified that Mick is the scaling team. Oh?
Echo doesn't go down.
Echo just has ulti. He doesn't go down right here.
Oh, we see the Udyr flash in. Misses.
And he's gonna ulti here, but he's still pretty low.
Done.
The Malzahar needs a
We
run
have
here.
Aatrox
He's
TP
way
behind.
overstepping. Oh,
Does Aatrox
maybe
kill
not.
everybody?
Aatrox teleport does just wipe them, I think. Okay, the Ezreal gets out. I think the Senna gets out as well. Oh, maybe not. The Aatrox dashes over the wall,
Okay,
and he's
Aatrox gets
chasing the
him.
Senna. Yeah. Aatrox picks that one up as well. The Baron did go over to blue side, though. We did see the flash miss smite, so with that Baron over to blue side, they did technically get 5 kills worth of gold, and more importantly, they denied the Baron against the team that's going to have a lot of difficulty sieging, right? That's one
Correct.
thing that we haven't identified about Connor's team. His team has a very hard time sieging against a poke Senna, poke Ezreal.
They don't have a go in button, right? So like,
Yeah.
Aatrox is the front line with Udyr, but like
So-
even then, Udyr does not excel in front to back team fights. That's
Yeah,
not where
exactly.
Udyr shines.
They have to be strong enough to the point to where they can literally just dive all of them under tower while getting shielded and healed.
They
right?
have to throw gold at the enemy and just say,
Exactly,
I don't
they
care that our
throw them in.
comp is bad. Like we're just gonna kill you anyway.
And this was because they don't have an ADC, so they're unable to siege. Oh, the Alawi might.
They're
just
fighting
get
into the
picked.
Alawi ult,
Oh,
but
the Alawi
Alawi's
does
huge.
heal
Seraphine
so
Charm.
much.
Alawi
The
kills
Aatrox fell down
everybody.
the Echo Burst. The Echo Burst was huge there. They were able to burst
Wow.
the Aatrox before he got his another Q off to
Wow.
heal.
And again, we're just seeing throws. Like
Yeah, they shouldn't have been there. The
they
entire
shouldn't
team
be
was
fighting.
coming up,
Exactly.
and they
like,
needed a reset
it's
after
a
getting a
numbers
lot of kills.
disadvantage.
Yeah. And with the Malzahar
Udyr
bot
doesn't
lane,
go
like,
down here,
never
it's
fight
fine.
that. Luckily, there's no objectives for the team to take, but that's just more
It
gold
doesn't
into
matter,
the
it's
pocket of these scaling
shutdowns.
champions, and that's just so risky to do. And once again, we saw they can't really siege, right? If they try to siege, they just have to run into them, and that doesn't work out very well because blue team's comp has so much disengage.
I'm curious as to why Malzahar is still bot lane. I feel like he should be
Yeah.
back by now.
I definitely think he should
needs
be,
to be here for
especially
this
since
defense.
yeah, I mean, blue side's just gonna back off, but that's the power of what we were talking about. They're scaling as well as disengage. They don't have a go in button on the side of red side. They don't have a lot of CC unless it's Malzahar. So
They
it's
have
just like
to run at them head on, and they
Yeah.
have an Alawi to deal with. They have an Ezreal and Senna to deal with, and like
yeah, their go in button is a flash Malzahar ulti or a Seraphine R, and they have to hit those out of the tower. So
Right.
it just again makes it really hard for them to siege.
they have to deal with Senna root.
They might be
have to
looking
deal with
for a pick
Echo
on the Alawi,
slows.
but it doesn't look like they're going to get it. The Alawi is able to back in time. They're setting up around this drag. I do like them moving to drag, getting early objective control. We want to see them place all of these wards behind, and maybe the Aatrox gets a massive flank. Hecarim is up a little bit too far, but he's going to go ahead and get out because he's a speedy boy.
He is a speedy boy.
All right, and we see the Aatrox move towards mid. Okay, he's just going to sit in these bushes. Oh, they're looking to pick the Udyr.
I mean,
but it's
I don't
an Udyr.
think anything
Yeah,
comes out of this.
Udyr is just so tanky right now that
Maybe-
I think he's fine.
Yeah, no, he's still
yeah,
out.
he's fine.
This
Seraphine
might be the
ulti
fight that
only
Red
hits
sees.
one.
Aatrox is behind them all.
Yeah, Mick is just gonna fall here.
League of Throws.
He's unable to ult because of the silence and the
And the
CC.
Aatrox is behind. They just wipe. That
Yeah,
is.
they just have so much disengage.
Why are we
as
trying to
well.
pick an Udyr?
Yeah,
We blow
you
so
never
much
wanna
to
waste
kill an
that much on a
Udyr.
tank. And even whenever the Alawi is finally grouped for once and not in the side lane, we just throw and waste everything on a tank. We would have much rather seen them just do the dragon dance.
Right.
I don't know what the Alawi is doing here, man. Their team is
Aatrox
like
just-
all in the area.
Okay. Aatrox is just eating all of the damage, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because his team's there. He does blow the flash, but why are you there? You should never be looking for that. Your team just got aced. You shouldn't be bush baiting an Aatrox.
Well, what? I don't know what to say. Mixed team
Yeah.
needs to not look to pick Udyr. Make Connor's team fight into you. You've won
Yeah.
so many fights because they're throwing themselves at you. Let them do
Exactly.
that. Like, if you're
Like,
gonna look
it's
for a
just
pick,
a-
don't look to pick the Udyr.
Yeah. This is just a game of throws. Definitely not the cleanest scalp, and Mix just gets ultied, and he's... Oh, the
He gets
Zhonya's
the
does come down,
Zhonya's, he's
so
gonna
staying with the
ulti.
ulti off, but it is in place.
He does get out.
He does. The Sin is able to exert enough pressure to get the mid laner out there.
Questionable
Although
Seraphine ulti, or I mean Sin ulti, but
Hecarim's probably going to have to... Oh, he
Hecarim
doesn't
goes
have
down.
ulti yet, so he's just dead. Both of them might be dead here.
he dies to the mouse
See if
already.
he burns. And yeah, Malzahar does pick up that kill. There's that late game Malzahar damage coming in. Those burn items are just so OP right now. And he doesn't even have his demonic embrace yet, so he's about to hit a really strong power spike once he picks that up. And he should have it on his next back. If we look at gold here, we can see that the Aatrox is still just crazy fed. And mid lane isn't too far off from each other, but top lane diff is definitely massive here. And same to the jungle. The jungle has an insane gap going on right now. So I'll be interested to see. The next objective is going to be Baron. If you're on mixed team, I don't even know if you can contest it, right? Because I mean,
you literally gained momentum and then got aced because you took a dumb fight.
The red team here needs Baron to siege. So Baron's actually extremely crucial for them, right? Because they don't have an ADC, so they can't siege towers easily without having a Baron. Oh, the Aatrox might be caught
is just throwing himself into their
he does have an ulti and he's gonna kill a lot.
Aatrox is so strong.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna 2v1 here, and he does, and yeah. At this point, again, like we said, they're able to just throw their money bags at them. They got them too fed. They threw the game. Oh, maybe there's a pick.
But like, why?
No, it's not.
Why are we fighting without Hecarim and Echo? Like, we shouldn't be.
Yeah. The Alawi ulti doesn't come down in time either, so I think that this is just an end angle. The death timers are really long at this point in the game. You have 44 seconds, 30, 20.
Do they get the kill? They do.
Yeah, the Ezreal's just dead as well.
This might be GG.
And the team that has struggle sieging doesn't struggle anymore whenever everybody's dead. So they're gonna crack the base here at least, but I think that this might just be a GG angle.
Okay, they're opting into Baron.
They're just gonna back off and go to Baron.
Definitely could have gotten both Nexus towers. They had to deal with the Hecarim and an Echo.
Yeah, I definitely think that they should have kept pushing there, but either way, they're gonna back off. They're gonna get this Baron for free. There's not really going to be a response from the enemy team. So they get this Baron here, and then I think they just reset and they get their side lanes pushing. Nobody can answer this Aatrox. He wins a 1v1 against the Alawi. Or do you just group him and group with the team and do the shields heals they've been doing all game? It'll be interesting to see what they do. But I think that you definitely probably want the Aatrox splitting.
Well, they want the Aatrox splitting, but also, what are they going to do on the other side of the map?
Just disengage. They have a lot of it. They have shield heals, speed ups, Malzahar ulti, right? So, I mean, they can either group or they can have them split. Either one works, because at this point they're so fed that, like we said, their comp can just throw their money bags at them. So it'll be interesting. The next objective is going to be the Dragon, and Baron's just going to allow them to buff up these side waves and get complete control over the area, because blue side is going to just have to struggle with answering these waves. It does look like Aatrox is making his way top, or at least he's just getting control over the river. He's chasing this Echo here. He has to be careful though, because he has been almost getting picked in a lot of different scenarios. We see the Malzahar shield getting popped. The Udyr is flanking. The Udyr might have a pick on the Senna here. Okay, Senna hits the blast plant, but Udyr is just so fast.
They need to fight together.
Yeah, okay, and it looks like this is fight's breaking out.
They need to stay away. They need to stay away from the Alawi here.
The Hecarim's on the backline and just kind of owns everybody. The Aatrox is extremely low though. He could get bursted by an Echo if he's not careful here. The Hecarim does fall, but the Aatrox yeah, he just healed up. He was low and then he just healed up off of the Hecarim. The Alawi tentacle comes down, but Aatrox is just gonna be shielded and healed for all of the far. Yeah, and I think that this is maybe just an end angle. They hit the Seraphine with the knockups and the Alawi. Oh, but they have a blast plant to get out. Mick does have an ulti here, but he's just gonna ulti in place. Oh, this is such a scrappy fight. The Aatrox though is just still on the front line, just absorbing damage and taking none because he heals it all back. And his ulti is already back up, and he's gonna chase this Echo down. The Echo's gonna get tagged with the knockup and probably fall here.
I don't know why we're wasting time chasing the Echo though. Okay,
yeah,
they finally
the wave's pushing up. The wave's pushing up. They still have the Baron buff.
Down.
Yeah, this is just gonna be GG here. Oh. They fight into the Alawi again, and the Alawi has a huge ulti, but the Aatrox is still alive, so I don't think it'll matter in the end. They're just gonna fall. And the Ezreal gets tagged with a double Seraphine root, and he just dies to the Aatrox. And that is GG. And again, we identified Connor, the way that he's going to win this game is cheesing and draft and executing, and he was able to do just that. The Alawi falls, to the Aatrox in the top lane, and that ultimately decided the pace of the game. There was a lot of throws in there. I wouldn't say it was a clean game, but it was definitely a fun game to cast and a fun one to watch. I'm interested to see how each team is going to adapt here.
Wow. That was a
Yeah, that
game.
was a game for sure. So damage charts here, yeah, the Alawi just put out insane numbers just because it's Alawi, but that Aatrox damage had 50,000. He doubled, pretty much doubled his next closest damage on his team, which was the Udyr. That was just the Aatrox show, and that's exactly what that comp did. We identified that. We saw it in their match history too, so you have to wonder if maybe mixed team saw it and they just didn't expect it, or they didn't think they'd actually commit to it, or if they just thought that they could handle it. I don't know. But what adaptations do you think they're gonna make going into game 2?
I don't know. I'm really curious to see how this draft goes, because does he play more than just Aatrox? Does Zhao?
Yeah.
You were looking at his OP.
Oh, yeah, he was playing a Malphite game, so they instead of banning the Malphite, maybe they'd take it away. They are on the blue, or well, I guess they didn't ban. Or
They
he
got
plays
Malphite
Yeah,
banned
yeah,
into
yeah.
them.
They got Malphite banned. So, whenever I was looking at his match history, right? So he plays recently. He played a Malphite game. Oh, hold on. Let me go back to his account really quickly. Yeah, okay, so here I saw an Aatrox game. I saw the Malphite game. There was a Kale game, which could be really interesting. Um, and then there was a Pantheon top game. And this Pantheon top game looked really strong as well. And that's something that has like massive pressure over the map. So I'll be interested to see what they break out here, if they're even going to keep him up there, or if Connor's going to try to 5-head the draft again and go to and maybe switch back to top lane.
Curious to see how they adapt. It's a very interesting thing to adapt to, so we'll have to see.
Yeah. To be honest, while the Aatrox was a problem, and I definitely think that is going to draw a ban, I think that the Udyr was also a massive problem. We just saw the Udyr solo kill the Hecarim in the jungle. We know that we know that he really likes this Hecarim pick, and that he plays a lot of it. Hugh loves this pick, and it's because it has so much tempo on the map. But whenever you are up against an Udyr who has just as much tempo, it feels like he was a little bit out of his comfort zone. He didn't expect for him to get out tempoed. I mean, we saw him walk up and try to take a scuttle crab that was already gone like 30 seconds before he got there, because Udyr just clears so fast and has such a high tempo. So I'll be interested to see if maybe the Udyr also draws a ban. But then you're leaving up other important stuff that like Connor plays. So I don't know. I think that you don't have to ban the Ashe, because if Zhao is going to play top lane, then you shouldn't fear the Ashe Swain. But if that does happen, maybe Connor and Zhao actually run the Ashe Swain. So
Exactly. It's
I
like,
don't know.
I'm really,
It's like,
really interested to see how they adapt.
yeah, I definitely think that the Aatrox is going to go. That was just such a massive threat, and was able to kind of body the Alawi in lane off of some poor play and off of some jungle attention. So I don't know. I definitely want to see both teams clean up their play a little bit. These are two of the top teams. I mean, other than your team, these are the three probably what I would consider best teams in the tournament. With you and then them two. So I really want to see these teams maybe clean up their play a little bit. I think that there was throws on both sides that could have completely flipped the game. And I want to see them be able to get a lead and then close out the game.
Right.
So.
Team Inactive powering up. I'm starving. I want draft to start so that way I can hit the 3-minute delay and go make a sandwich.
Yeah, we'll pause on the 3-minute delay and make food. So, yeah, I'm excited to see the draft adaptations they make, and with Connor's team on blue side, I wonder if there's maybe going to be any interesting takeaway picks. We saw the Seraphine go, so Mick wasn't able to get a hold of the Seraphine. I wonder if they're going to just first pick the Seraphine again, or if maybe they first pick something else, like maybe one of the top laners. I'm not sure if Zhao plays any of Logan's top laners, but what if we see like a 3-ban or a 2-ban come out and then you pick his other champion or something like that? I think that would be really interesting. I'm excited to see where the draft goes.
Yep, we should
For
be heading
sure.
into draft.
Do we have a spec link?
Yes, I can send it to you.
Oh, it's in Discord, maybe?
I sent
Okay,
it
I
to you.
think, yeah, I got it.
Oh
All right.
boy.
Draft should be underway soon enough. Excited to get into it. So we kind of identified before the beginning of last game the win conditions for Connor's team. He needs to be able to cheese draft. He needs to be able to do that and get a lead. Uh, now that Mick knows what's happening, let's see if he has a response to the cheese. Because if he doesn't, and he doesn't
They're
have a
still
response to
opting
this
in.
like
They're
five
still
head,
opting into the Ash.
yeah.
They
So
they're still worried about Connor on Ash. Are we just going for the same draft strat?
yeah. I think we're just seeing the same bands. They might not change anything. I mean, Blue team that last game did have the potential of like still winning that game, right? They still could have won the game even despite the cheese because of the throws on Connor's team. So maybe they're just saying, "Hey, we're fine with running this back."
There's
Okay,
the
we do
Aatrox.
see the Aatrox.
I want to
Thank
see. I want to
goodness.
see how they respond. They're gonna
Okay,
opt into
so
the Seraphine takeaway
yeah,
again.
so yeah, I was right about that. They do pick the Seraphine. Take away from Make, good pick. It could probably flex mid as well, as well as support, right? We could still see a traditional ADC come out of Connor here, with Mario on support. So
Or
now,
they go Xiao bot lane. Well,
what's
we'll
the
just have to
response
see.
here? With red team, with them being red team, they have a last pick. So the problem is Logan's champ pool is extremely limited, right?
Yeah.
Okay, the Hecarim comes out again. So you can't necessarily counterpick Logan because of how small his champ pool is. So even though they have R5 for counterpick and R3 for counterpick, I don't know if they're going to be able to abuse it well enough with Logan's small champion pool. Which is a little bit of the struggle here because I think that top lane's still going to get that counter matchup that Connor's looking for.
Right.
Okay. Ooh. Okay, we see the Twitch. Now, that's interesting. Now, I wonder if this is going to be an AP Twitch or if this is going to be an AD Twitch.
Right.
I know that both are really good in the meta right now. For a while, it was
They're just
AD was a
running
lot
back
better.
Seraphine Karma.
Yep, and they're doing that.
And the
And then there's the
Udyr.
Udyr
Okay.
pick. And this is looking a little bit tough for mixed team, in my opinion.
Do they
I,
still take the Alawi here?
I really don't want to see them do it because I think he needs to be in a comfortable matchup top lane, so that way he doesn't get abused again. But at the same time, he just has such a small pool that I don't even know if they can do that.
Maybe they pick the Alawi and then double ban Xiao top lane.
Yeah, I think that that's probably most optimal.
Jin.
Hmm.
Are we for sure that that is Jin? Because it was kind of picked at the last second.
I'm not sure.
I think it is.
There's
I think
Yeah,
they're
I think
going
that
Jin
is a Jin.
Twitch.
I haven't said anything. So that's Twitch support then, which we did see the Senna. So double ADC support game.
They aren't banning Xiao. They're banning Sabal Talbaron. They're taking away the Ahri and the
I
Malzahar
really
this
don't
time.
like that. I mean, the Malzahar ban I think is nice, right? Because Mick wasn't able to abuse the mid lane as much as he should have been able to because of the Malzahar pick. The Malzahar is able to play safe, wave clear, and just press R in the late.
So we are going to see that third ban on Logan, which pinches him towards
Mm.
a like Mordekaiser or
Yeah.
some other champions, but like really the big three are gone. And so we do see the
Yeah.
Kassadin ban. They're going
You
to
know, I
Garen
wonder.
mid.
Oh, the Garen. So this is either Garen mid or maybe Mick will flex up into the
That
top
is
lane.
true. They might take Garen top lane.
I'll be really interested to see if they just say Mick can like mitigate the advantage that Zhao had, and
They
then
do have last pick,
they just send him
so
top.
they're going
The
to take
Kale.
the
Okay,
Kale.
so we know that that's Kale for Zhao, right? Because we saw it in his match history,
Right.
and he had a decent game on it. This instantly means that red side is on a clock. Kale is the strongest champion late game, other than like Nasus and a couple of other infinitely scaling champions. Like Kale is an insanely strong,
Corki
and then the
in the
Corki.
mid lane. They
Okay,
played
so
that against us.
the problem is both of these lanes are extremely volatile and they don't have a go in button. So we see Corky Kale coming out. Both of them, while extremely good backline champions, don't have an initiation.
It's the same
You
problem
have an
as last game, but they have even
exactly.
less initiation.
Yeah, so you have no go-in champion other than Udyr. The only option you have is a Seraphine ulti. So while I like Team Inactive's draft, okay, and then there's a Mordekaiser. The Mordekaiser can bully this Kale early, but once Kale hits her levels, she becomes a pretty big threat. So I would like to see some general attention kind of like devoted towards topside. I want to see maybe even dives come out from this Hecarim because I think
Right.
that there's definitely dive potential on this kill early. I want to see waves stacked, shoved into the tower, and then I want to see them kill this kill. I think that if the Kale is able to comfortably get to late game, that even though their comp has no go in button, they're still going to win just because of Kale ulti and Kale scaling, and then you have Corky scaling alongside of it with Karma Seraphine shields. Like they just have so much, uh, I guess like disengage and just raw damage.
Right.
So, but they can't engage. They're running into the same problem. So it'll be interesting. If mixed team just runs at them in the same way, then I think that they're probably going to win this game again. But if mixed team is able to get maybe some picks or like find some ice no kills with the Mordekaiser, etc., I think that they have a chance to win this game. But I would really like to see them punish them early. And since we already know the draft and we have to get into that 3-minute waiting phase, the casters are going to go on a little bit of a break. So we will be back shortly
Booed.
in about 3 to 4-ish minutes.
More of a dog person, huh? Playtime's over.
Life is too short for fear. It is done.
Alrighty, and we are back. So it looks like game is loading in right now. I'll be excited to see if any of them make a level 1 adaptation. So let's see what they do here. I'm sure it'll just be a standard 5-point. Oh, but I believe that's blue team. Is spam pinging like they're gonna stack for an AFK check. And they are grouped as 5, and it looks like they're going for an AFK check here. And on red side we have a standard 5-point, except for the Twitch is just like AFK, so. Oh, and the Hecarim is walking up. The Hecarim is in this bush. The Hecarim might be caught here. We have hard CC coming out of the Udyr, and the Hecarim is just dead. First blood over to Connor's team, and it goes onto the Kale. Oh, you hate to see that one. The Udyr did start E, but they got a kill out of it. So
I'm surprised Seraphine didn't start E.
Yeah, that is. I mean, that's crazy good for them, right? Because the Kale just scales so well, and on the side of mixed team, that's the one person you do not want to get gold, especially early on.
Right.
So she's coming into this lane with a complete extra longsword, and she's going to be a massive threat come late game. So we're gonna have to see some jungle attention up here. They're gonna have to neutralize that lead that was just got. Alrighty, so we just see standard starts from both junglers. They're pathing towards, well, one's pathing top, one's pathing bot. Which I think is actually a mistake from the Hecarim. I think the Hecarim needs to be pathing top here. I think that he needs to abuse that kill early, and that he has potential to do so. So I would have liked to seen him on a bot start here. But maybe that's indicative of him actually trying to focus bot side this game. And it is Mick on Garen mid, so Karma's taking a lot of damage from this Twitch. Kale hits level 2 first. Mordekaiser eats a little bit of a trade.
I'm eating a sandwich.
So am I. I'm trying to talk through it. But then whenever I stop talking, you're still eating.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty,
I'm not
so
talking.
Alright, I'll carry you and cast this while you eat your sandwich, and then I'll eat mine after you. Oh, we see a Jhin root come down off of the Twitch W. The Ignite comes down, but the Seraphine shield is just so strong, so they don't get anything out of it, and they don't blow any sums. So I don't know. It was a good trade, good chunk of health, but Seraphine and Karma are going to have a lot of heals and shields coming their way, so I don't know about blowing that Ignite. And the Jin's eating a little bit of poke. He has to pop a pot. So this bot lane, Jin's used his pot, Seraphine still has one, and the Karma still has one, so I actually favor Connor's team in this trade here. And the Seraphine's actually ahead in CS once she collects all of these minions, so. And then Garen is doing fine farming mid. The Kale is also doing fine against Mordekaiser early because of that longsword buy from the early kill. See the root come down on Karma again. It's a lot of damage onto her.
That's a lot of damage.
She pops her last pot, so these bot lanes are pretty much out of pots. Twitch still has one, so Seraphine has a massive health advantage on the Jhin, but oh, and we see another root come down. The Twitch is way overextended, and there's an Udyr ganking. Yeah, the Twitch just dies. You hate to see that one. And the Kale is just comfortably scaling up there. Equal on CS. Mid lane's roughly equal on CS as well. He's dropped a couple. Oh, the cat's in my room. Alrighty. And you hate to see that the Twitch was up that far. He kept going for those extended trades. If you're going to keep going for those, you have to make sure that you have a deep ward. You have to know that the jungler is not going to be there. You can't just go for those and gamble a gank away, because that instantly just like skyrockets their gold lead, especially on this team that's trying to scale up. And actually has the losing early game. We shouldn't be seeing them getting ahead like they are. Okay, the Mordekaiser is finally winning out on these trades, as he should be doing. His level 6 is a little bit stronger than Kale's as well. But Kale is going to get range, so the all-in from Mordekaiser, if it comes in at level 6, I believe he wins it. But he can't let the Kale poke him down first. I need to get the cat out of here real quick. Give me a second.
Seraphine Rome Pagyu.
Alrighty, mission complete. Oh, the Twitch is going in.
Yeah, you just missed Seraphine roaming top and getting a big trade.
Oh, that's
Forced the recall.
unfortunate. The cat was trying to jump on my desk and eat my sandwich, so I had to let her out of the room. Hackham's ganking mid. This is exactly the lane we want ahead. But the Corki just gets out with those 2 dashes.
This is where you all chat Hecarim no ghost, Garen no flash, Garen no ignite.
They do use a lot there and commit a lot, and Corey just has to blow his flash, so. I'll be interested to see if this Corki tries to roam, or if he's just going to focus on lane. That package can be such a strong roaming tool. He doesn't have it right now, but whenever he gets it, I'll be interested to see what they do.
I mean, he gets free farm mid lane.
Yeah. The Garen does struggle getting on top of him until Garen has Stride Breaker. And even then, it's a little bit hard, but... He did miss that wave under tower, I believe, because of that mid gank. So he's behind in CS here. Mick is getting an advantage, but... You have to look at everywhere else on the map. And jungle's winning, and bot lane is also not far behind either. Top is about even. They're looking for the drag. We see pings come down on the drag. There's a teleport different top side though. The Mordekaiser does have teleport. If a fight breaks out here, I'd love to see the Mordekaiser teleport down and make a numbers difference happen. I think this is honestly the best shot though. They really should be going for a fight here. I think that they opt into this every time, right? You have double sums up bot lane. You have your Hecarim with like your Hecarim's down there. I think they really should have gone for that. I think that was their best shot back into the game. They're an early game comp. Connor's team is just going to keep scaling. I hate to see that they didn't go for that. Rift Herald's coming up. The Hecarim's in the area. Udyr is just clearing bot side, so maybe the Hecarim will try to take a Rift Herald while the Udyr isn't aware. He's pathing top here. He doesn't have his ghost, so he'll be fast, but he should be able to be seen here. Yeah, and he just has to clear out that control ward that was placed by Kale. And I know he's up here now, so Rift Herald will be risky. Dude, you're still on red. And Garen's just growing the CS lead mid. I'm not sure exactly how this is happening, but he does have that CS advantage. Mordekaiser might be looking all in here. The Hecarim is up here. The Hecarim is farming his Krugs, though. He's making his way over now. Kale does have the ulti. Let's watch here. Okay, she ultis the Hecarim damage. But I think she still might be dead here. And she does fall, but the Udyr looks like he might clean up both of them. Yeah, we'll get one of them. The Mordekaiser walks out. An equal trade. Although Kale's wave.
I don't know why Udyr flashed on the Mordekaiser, then just killed Hecarim.
Yeah, I think he should have just targeted the Hecarim from the beginning if he was gonna do that. Oh, there might be an all in here. The Ignite comes down, and so does the ulti.
He's fine.
Yeah, he won't fall. He'll barely live. But this will deny him another wave, so that CS lead that is already at about 30 is just gonna grow. The Udyr's coming in. Does the Udyr actually pick the Garen here? Garen's tenacity means the stun doesn't last long, but yeah, he is just dead. And oh, the Hecarim might be overextended here. The Hecarim
He's
is
2
down
levels
2
down?
levels.
What?
Yeah.
Let's see if Zhao can kill him in
farm
the
down.
Death Realm. Logan's really low. And he has no W now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate. You hate to see that, and that just comes from the early gold that the Kale got from that kill. I mean, she was able to press that advantage extremely well. The Seraphine Roam also got her ahead in farm, so.
Kraken Slayer Kale. Coming online.
Yeah, it's just gonna get worse and worse for this red side. Blue team just has such a strong scaling comp, but like we discussed, they have a hard time pressing their go button. So they kind of have to hit a really good Seraphine ulti, and the Udyr has to kind of clutch up the engage. So maybe there's still an avenue for mixed team to get back into this game, but it'll definitely be difficult with all of the scaling that is on the side of blue side. And we just see a farm lead growing mid, farm lead growing top, and then bot lane still just equal. It's a farm fest.
And here's a gank. Mordekaiser has no ult. Mordekaiser's dead.
He's for sure dead here. And the Kale has ulti coming off cooldown soon. Okay. She doesn't even need it. And that did go over to the Udyr, so you hate to see that, but Udyr will use it just as well. Oh, the Hecarim Roam's bot. He's looking to get a kill here. He does have his ulti up.
It doesn't
Oh,
matter.
but shields come in from the Guardian procs.
So much.
Yeah, they just have so much healing and shielding. They did blow double sums from the Karma, though. So I would like to see the Hecarim try to abuse this. We know that they don't have sums. He needs to abuse this lane. The same thing happened last game where laners didn't have sums and he failed to abuse them properly. The Karma stayed. She's dangerously low. We can maybe see like a Twitch W into a Jhin W or something. Mick takes a little bit of an unfavorable trade. Takes the tar shot. We see a Kale TP from behind the bot lane, but the Twitch just turns on the Karma. The Karma doesn't die, and the Kale's just gonna probably clean up both here because the Udyr is here as well. And they are. Karma does actually end up falling to Twitch poison. I did not see that one. So the Twitch trade's one back. That was probably the most optimal thing that could have happened in that scenario. So good on Twitch, but it just doesn't matter. The Kale's getting so far ahead, and the Mordekaiser doesn't
literally
have
free.
Literally. We see a gank mid, but he's just not able to make anything happen because Corki's just another one of those safe mid lane champions.
Oh, the flash ulti by Seraphine, he hits it!
It hits the Garen, and the Garen's
champ!
dead.
The ball's inverted for that one.
And like we said, that is their engage. That is their go button. It's the Seraphine R. They don't really have another one on their team other than Udyr running at them and pressing E. So we have to see more of those big flash engages if Connor wants to close this game out.
Oh, the Hecarim Smurf ulti, that means
The Hecarim
nothing.
ulti maybe to just clear the wave, but the Twitch just
Oh, he actually just dies. Oh, that's not what you want to see.
Yeah, I don't think he should have used the ult to clear the wave there, and definitely not since it was sacrificing his life.
Well, I think he just saw 4 people and was like, ulti, but like, what was the point?
Yeah. It's a tilt ult. He knows this game's slipping away from him. Connor's team just goes so well with
Oh, man.
And the Udyr is looking to just 1v1 Logan, and it might actually happen here. The Udyr is so far ahead. Oh, maybe not.
Nope. Logan still has
The
W.
Udyr
Logan still has
lifestealing
W.
damage.
Logan still has W. Okay, Udyr.
Udyr's so fast. I don't think he's going to catch him.
Oh! Ah!
Flash comes through.
Oh! Here comes the dynamite.
Kill there. That's actually super important for them.
Oh, Garen ignited the Karma, but
Yeah, but the Kale is just gonna clean them up, and the Kale still has an ulti. I'm not sure if that's really worth it.
well, no, they didn't trade anything. They just lose.
Oh, I thought they. Oh yeah, no, they didn't. I thought they could Karma.
Oh, Corky might have to blow package just to leave.
The
Yeah.
Karma is here. Yeah, okay. Package is blown. Karma E's out.
Seraphine, Pog you.
Seraphine misses the root. I think they're just gonna try to get out. Yeah, they are. They're gonna go for this bot lane tower. So.
Hey,
little
Nick,
finish.
what do you say we just start playing Genshin?
I mean, could. This might end up being a sleeper game with the traditional Kale outscale.
I'm sleeping.
Oh, we have a root come down on the Jin and into another root, into a stun. That Jin just cannot
he's
move.
tilted.
Yeah, he couldn't play the game.
Oh,
there.
Hecarim's
That
coming
was-
in.
Yep.
What does it do? Not much. And
Garen goes
Seraphine lands
back
the root.
in.
Okay,
I'm
we're
not
good.
sure if that was... He was out because the Udyr backed off. I think he should have backed off there as well. Seraphine ulti comes down. The Twitch might be caught here, and he
Bonk.
is.
And
Hecarim might die here too. They just have so much shields and so many heals. Yeah, the Hecarim...
Oh!
He does it!
Oh!
Power shot cleaning up.
Oh! Smurf.
Plays. Look at the moves. Connor's out of mana here. Has to be careful. They're gonna have a hard time pushing that wave in.
However, not sure what it does. Again, like
Yeah,
doesn't
no.
really impact much.
They're just kind of delaying it.
Zhao?
Alright.
Oh,
Zhao has
Kale's
ulti,
just
he's
hammering
still
damage
fighting.
into him.
Yeah. You can never really take those trades as a Mordekaiser whenever Kale has ulti, because she's just gonna melt you.
Whenever
before you
Kale
can do
has ulti, Kraken Slayer.
Yeah, the Hecarim goes in here.
Why?
But Karma has heal.
Why?
And he just died. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Maybe he didn't think the Seraphine was there, but even if the Seraphine wasn't there, he would have gotten solo killed by the Karma. The Gen ulti hits nothing, and if it does hit anything, they still have so many shields and heals. They are forced to back here, so maybe they'll miss a couple waves, or like 1 or 2 waves, but it's not going to be enough to matter. Their avenue back into this game is really... I don't even know at this point. They have to just look for picks, maybe bush stacking because they're so far behind. They're 6k gold behind at 15 minutes, so...
You see, this game you have Garen build Serpent's Fang and dive the backline.
Yep.
No cap.
Oh, that's super... Oh, he gets the ulti and Q down, so he does get a kill here, but there's a trade kill coming out of the Jin because the Udyr's there. And then the Corki is here to clean up the Garen. Along with the Kale just roamed down. She didn't have a teleport. So she's just chilling down here for drag. Mordekaiser has a teleport, but he's not going to use it. He's just going to try to get stuff done top lane. Maybe catch up a little bit and farm. Hecarim might just be dead here. He's not having a fun time. Udyr is able to just run him down because Udyr got so far ahead.
Whack!
Maybe he dies to the tower
Nope.
again? Oh, nope. Heals come through.
Nick, I'm an Udyr main. I'll tell you if he's gonna die.
I'll be listening for it.
See, I know how to mash my keyboard as fast as possible to get that shield and live.
I see.
Free
So
drag.
Dragon's coming up.
Logan's trying to
is
solo.
found. Mordekaiser is found on this Rift Herald. He's just gonna turn on the Corki. He does have his ulti. Corki might just be dead here.
Quirky flash.
think
Quirky
that
has
Quirky
flash.
is-
He could just flash the wall. Yep, he flashed the wall.
Yep, flashes the wall here, and he does get out. I
Ooh.
think. Why is he coming back
Ooh.
to mid? Oh, Garen just dies.
Logan
still
is
chasing the
horny.
Corki.
Logan's horny.
Logan really wants that kill. Okay, he's gonna
Free
gonna finally
dragon to
back
blue
off.
side. They don't even
probably
trade
just
the
gonna take
Herald.
the auto and then look to go top. I
Oh
don't
my
think-
gosh, not another one. Oh.
And they get another kill here. The kill
know about
ulti comes
flash.
down. Yeah, I don't think it was needed, but you never know. Maybe he didn't trust Connor on the friendship test, so he was
Oh my
flashing.
God.
Yeah, there's just so much damage, and we see this comp in action, right? Kale got that early lead, and then from there it just transitioned into so much more. That's what they needed to not have happen. And I feel like, especially since the Hecarim decided he wanted to start top, it really screwed them over because we needed to shut this kill down early for them to have a chance in this game, and they didn't. So the rest is just history. And the Kale just picks up another one.
Dude, Connor's gonna win the tournament because nobody knows what the heck he's gonna draft. And because he's technically like the highest rated player and he like knows the most about the game, he's just gonna keep picking like cheese comps that isolate one specific weakness and then just pound that one weakness because Connor can.
Yeah. Team Inactive firing up, man. The meme is true. Alrighty.
Connor says, Mario, you're playing Karma. I'm playing Seraphine, we won't die.
Yeah. And the Garen's just getting run down by an Udyr, but there is a teleport from the Mordekaiser coming out. Kale can
The Udyr
match.
does
He
go
does have
down.
teleport. The Udyr goes down, and so does the Corki. I mean, once again, we just see a little bit of some sloppy play coming out. They have a lot of money bags, but they don't have enough money bags to 2v5. So we do see the teleport expended by the Mordekaiser, and there's not really an objective to take for it. So although they get these 2 kills and they have
Baron.
shutdowns on them,
Take Baron.
there's not really an objective that they can get out.
Desperation Baron.
Honestly,
That's a terrible idea.
probably. I mean, they're not really gonna win the game if they just sit there and do nothing, though. So
Right,
maybe.
but they are sitting there and doing nothing.
Yeah.
Like, their idea is to collapse on Kale here, but you got Corki coming in. Kale just gets tower. Okay, it should just turn
Mordekaiser
on
does have
Mordekaiser.
ulti, so he's just gonna ult the Corki. He has his W.
Corki
I
isn't
think he
doing any return damage.
kills the Corki here, which is really good. The
Kale goes
ulti,
down.
but Kale goes down as well. That's a huge shutdown.
I don't know.
700 gold
All
shutdown
Kale had to do was just hit the tower once.
over to red side. Yeah, I'm not sure what she was
Before going
doing.
for the kill on the Twitch, if you just hit the tower once, you don't die there.
That was a little bit troll. The Udir's going in. I don't necessarily like this. He doesn't quite have backup yet.
Nope.
Okay. He's going to back off. Just going to take the Raptors. Meanwhile, Garen gets a tower. I mean, they're doing what they need to. They're pulling the team apart and getting these picks on these carries. So, if they can keep this up, maybe there's a shot, right? Because Connor's team doesn't really.
That's kind of what I was talking about last game. Was like you were saying like, oh, we want the Aatrox splitting, but I'm like, he literally can't split. Like their entire team is designed to stay on top of each other and nobody dies, and so like they keep kind of making these mistakes and they're getting punished for it.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's definitely interesting. I mean, they need vision in the areas that they're stepping up into. That way they stop getting picked. So I don't know if Connor just needs to maybe tell Mario where to place his wards or what it is, but if you look at the side of blue team, they have 2 wards on the map right now, and they're pretty much on top of each other. So, or my bad,
There's
3.
3 wards.
3 wards. So I want to see them get vision and take control over the areas that they're going to be in.
Is this the throw?
Oh, Kale's just getting engaged on, but Kale has, Kale has just so much heals and shields. Just doesn't matter at this point. Kale's just a hyper carry that's fed. So
again, like, why are we trying to engage into their comp right now?
Yeah, you just need to look for picks. You should never, if you see them together, you shouldn't. Did your game freeze?
Yes.
Oh. Oh, is it a pause?
This normally isn't what pauses look like.
Client crash?
I'm gonna go ahead and exit and respectate.
Sounds good.
Oh, they're out. Oh, they
Oh.
FF'd.
Oh. Okay. Alright, well, GG's. That is, I'd FF too, if there was a hyperscaling kill that was fed on the enemy team. So, that is the game. Connor's team closes it out by tilting their enemies. So,
Karma Seraphine, pog you, as we would say.
yeah, and once again, we just see Connor's big old 5-head slapping people around in draft. So,
I think we need to.
excited get some
I think
interviews
we
in
need to
here.
get them in here. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. After those drafts, we'll definitely want some interviews and some input on how the games went and stuff. So, who's getting in here first? Who wants first
Connor and Zhao.
interview?
Well, Connor goes first, and then we're gonna ask Mick, but he's also left voice already. Alright, get in here, Connor.
Hello, hello, hello.
Connor, the draft golem.
The 5-head god in draft.
The only way we win that game is by having proper preparation, and I think we just had insane preparation for this game.
You did. That was.
Yeah, it seems like the mixed team was almost just like scratching their head after the first game. They had no clue what to do at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
And for some more context, we did coin flip and I won. And so I chose red so that we could do this thing that they wouldn't know.
Yeah.
So that way, when we're on blue side, we can first pick the Seraphine. Because otherwise, I think Hecarim's the bigger contested pick, while I view Seraphine to be more contested in this game.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I didn't ban Hecarim on like game 1, and I banned
Okay.
Yuumi instead, because I didn't want Yuumi Hecarim. That's a combo. That's too much. So we were like, ban 2 Logan, ban Yuumi. And then when we switched over, it was just really nice. And then the other thing we did prep-wise is Jeanette always does that. Level 1. Always.
Right.
He runs into the bush and wards it, and I watched all of the VODs and saw that he did that in every one, and I'm like, okay, well, we're just going to stack there when we're on blue side. And then we got the first blood there, so...
Yeah, and that was massive. I mean, the Kale getting that first blood means that she had an extra longsword going into lane. She was able to kind of harass that Mordekaiser. It nullified the early like power creep that laners have over Kale. So that was a beautiful play by you guys. It was definitely this game should make everybody scared going into playoffs to play up against you. They're definitely gonna have to start doing their homework whenever they're gonna play you. So
Connor, can I say the team motto, or do you want to?
No, you can say it.
Team Inactive powering up.
All right.
And that it is. So how are you're the numbers guy, so what do you need to do to like confirm playoffs, or does that
the first game confirmed it? The
Okay.
second game ties us for first with Caleb's team.
Okay. So what's your record right now?
We are X-2.
Okay. Nice. Alrighty. So whenever you guys were going through the well, here's the first thing. What made you want to build a support build instead of damage build on Seraphine?
The whole point of Seraphine ADC is that you get to go double Moonstone shenanigans bot lane. Basically, you also go double Guardian, and it makes it so that you can just tap W constantly, and instead of it being just a regular shield, it'll be a heal, even if you're not double casting it. And then it's just so much healing and shielding power, and she already does enough damage as is.
Alrighty. Yeah, her base damage.
You know, kiting out longer team fights is just better. And then also we have the Kale, we have the Udyr. Like we wanted to do the switcheroo so that we wouldn't have Mario playing against Logan.
For the second game, I mean, you guys really only had like one mistake whenever like two of your carries got caught. But the first game seemed a little bit more sloppy. It was a little bit kind of a fiesta.
Yeah, so
people getting picked everywhere.
Yeah, we just got really far ahead, and Zhao goes into Zhao Brain, where he's just like, okay, I can do whatever I want, and then he dies. And then we're like, okay, you done? And then he's like, yeah, I'm done for now. And then, you know,
You guys-
we play.
You were kind of on the backside of Zhao literally trying to 1v5 and like blue side jungle game 1 on the Aatrox. And Nick and I are like, well, they tried it.
It didn't work, but they tried it.
Yeah,
So,
I was telling him to back out too. He's like, no.
Yeah. Both of those comps, me and Caleb, like, kind of identified that they were really, really strong comps, but both of them struggled to, I mean, other than, like the first game, you guys struggled to siege. You kind of needed Baron because of the way that your comp went.
But you also have to keep in mind our comp is against their comp, right? So
I know.
How does their comp handle our comp? And the answer is it just doesn't. Like, you can't, the Hecarim can't, it struggles too much.
Yeah, no. The first game we actually gave Mick the favor in the draft. The reason why is because it was just kind of like if the Aatrox didn't execute, like if you guys didn't get the Aatrox ahead, it almost felt like your draft was a little bit doomed for the first game. But you guys were able to execute on that. The Aatrox got ahead, and from there it was just.
And the Mal's lockdown is really great for Echo. We had the Seraphine Udyr as a combo in of itself. Seraphine Karma is a combo, and then when you pair that with the Udyr, like even that is just so strong. And then like I knew our top laner would dominate, so I wasn't too concerned about.
So you had full faith in Zhao.
Yeah, I was still nervous, like the rest of the map though.
Yeah,
it's like okay, Zhao's gonna win, and then we just need to,
Yeah, I think the Malzahar pick was clutch there because Mick wasn't able to really abuse Sabal in the early lane because Malzahar is just like such a safe laner. He has that spell shield and the wave clear. So your 5-head draft worked out. Are you excited that you're making playoffs?
Yeah, and it looks like I might be able to get the number 1 seed, and that would be pretty cool.
Nope.
Think you're gonna get it? So will we have to have a tiebreaker?
And I think the understanding is we're going to try to limit how many games we do for tiebreakers. So we might do some other metric to the tiebreaker, coin flip or something.
Sour. Okay.
That's my understanding. Because if you play a tiebreaker game before, it's just like pre-finals, and that's weird. And it drags out the tournament way more than it needs to be dragged out. Yeah. Because it's already taking a hot second. So.
Okay. So.
Plus, if Moose's team comes in clutch next week, it won't matter if we 2-0 and then Moose wins one game. We're done.
Nope, not happening.
So, do you think that you've kind of shown your all of the cards up your sleeve going into the playoffs? So you haven't. You still got
Nope,
all the
I
parts.
had backup plans for in case draft 1 didn't work out, or if they did different
Okay.
bands.
So
for
you still
draft 2.
have like
I still
you
have,
only
like,
showed
2
two
cards.
cards up your sleeve. You
I
still
have
have
2
like
cards.
the other 50 cards in your sleeve. Alrighty, well, those are definitely some games that were exciting and fun to cast. It was definitely unique in both games. Some champions that aren't in the meta into the game, so that was fun. I
What do
mean,
you mean?
seeing the Kale, like
Oh, yeah.
Kale was interesting. That was a fun pick to watch. I mean, the AP Twitch was interesting to watch as well.
hmm
So
Yeah.
it was exciting to cast both of those games. But
Also, something you can do is you can look up win rates with different pairings. The Kale
Mhm.
Seraphine win rate, when they're paired with each other, increases each other's win rates by like 6%.
Mhm.
It's actually a huge jump. So like,
All right,
there's a lot of these synergies. Like some of these picks are just really insane when you have other picks
everybody
enabled.
take notes. Connor sharing his 5-head
Yeah,
strats.
yeah. So it's
Uh,
kind of like Ash Swain, Now what are you gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
So
Alrighty, well, I'm excited to watch you guys going into playoffs. I will be a bystander. I'll be cheering for all of the teams. Whichever team picks
and A
um
Leaston.
an A Leeson, I will be
Alright.
rooting for.
All right, don't worry. I'll whip it out.
Okay, so thanks for interviewing, Connor.
Whoa,
Caleb,
whoa,
do you have
whoa,
any
whoa!
questions? real quick?
I have something to say.
Alrighty.
Connor, I am officially afraid of your team.
What?
I officially think you are the best team in this tournament.
Thank you. I honestly think Moose's team is really good. I think they just didn't have the proper prep. I thought they
Oh,
had
I
way
agree.
more prep coming in than
I
what.
agree. I think
appeared.
they were kind of flabbergasted. That performance doesn't show their strength, but I do
Yes.
think that like literally you can just straight up draft. You can like find one weakness on the map and make a specific comp in draft to manipulate that weakness. Like literally your ability to draft instantly makes your team so much stronger, right? Cuz like
I'm gonna
nobody else is like willing to go for these strats like Ash Lane. You see the like Karma Seraphine bot lane, and so like because you just like have a lot of game knowledge that makes your team very very threatening.
While I agree, I'm going to insert my opinion here. I still think it's a toss-up between Caleb and Connor now at this point. And the reason why is just because, although, yes, he can find one caveat and abuse it, jungle was just such an oppressive role that can impact the entire map.
Dude, we're so bad. I don't know how we're winning games. I like, oh man.
Well,
We do some dumb stuff, man.
well, then just clean them up and before playoffs. That way we can have some exciting, really close, really good competitive games. So, are there any other questions you got for Connor?
No. I'm just messing with him. Congrats on the win. You guys look
Thanks.
really strong.
Tied for first.
Good prep.
Yep, good
Thanks.
prep, good drafts, good play, and have a good one.
You too.
See ya.
Alrighty, see you. Okay, so who do we got next?
I don't think Mick wants to interview. I'm not gonna lie. Let me message him. Where's he at?
I'll see if Zhao wants to.
I know Zhao wants to. Connor told me he does, but I'm gonna check with Mick first.
All right.
Okay, two questions. Go.
Two
No.
questions. What do you think that game came down to?
Which there were two.
Both.
Both games.
He's saying.
Okay, I'm treating that as two questions.
Okay.
No. I want a question too.
Okay, fine.
I have
Game
homework to do.
one. Game one. Do you think that you guys lost just because of like the surprise? Like just you prepped for the wrong scenario?
Yeah, I had prepped for Zhao going bot lane.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
My question.
But if I had looked at his OP before this match,
Mhm.
I would have seen that he'd been playing top. So
Alrighty. My question is going into Caleb's match. Do you think that because the difference in this game was prep, do you think that you guys are going to do like a lot more prep and try to maybe do
I'm not
sure.
sure my players are going to have the time to.
Mm-hmm.
We've already qualified for playoffs, and this match and the next one aren't terribly important. So I'd rather my guys not burn themselves out with school and this. So
Yeah,
We'll see how we do, but we're not going to do any extra, I
Alrighty.
believe.
Well, those were our 2 questions. It
Yeah.
was they were great games. They were really fun to cast. So
All trash
think-
talk aside, I still think you guys are a great team. I think it was just kind of like a blind side. It wasn't a skill gap. It was just a surprise. And I'm still very nervous to play you guys next week. So
Okay.
see you then.
Good night, fellas.
all right, see ya. Have
Peace.
a good one, Mick. Bye.
You too.
All right, let me message.
Alrighty, let's get Zhao in
Let me
here.
message Zhao real quick. Okay, let's drag him in.
All right.
Move to casting.
Hello, 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 sir.
Hello.
The massive outplays coming in top lane. Were you excited to play top lane over ADC?
I mean, I'm fine with both, but I was kind of excited to just play a new role.
Mhm.
I used to main Aatrox, but like really long ago.
So like old Aatrox, not like reverted.
Yeah,
They're
old
not like
Aatrox, and then
Gotcha.
I played some reverted Aatrox, but I played him like when you played him lethality, and like I played him in assassin mid lane. So I played play him a little differently, but I'm very comfortable with the champion.
Mhm.
And then the Kale pick kind of came from we just saw that their top also plays Kale.
Yeah.
And if we just ban him out and we kind of force him into a smaller pool, I can play the champion. I'm comfortable on it. We can always take it away, and I think it's just a good pick in what we were trying to do with the rest of the team comp. So yeah, it worked out very well.
Well, you guys did 5-head the heck out of that draft. You must have felt really, really good after getting that first blood on Kale, being able to back and be a full longsword up.
Yeah, I remember when it happened. I told him, I was like, "Well, this lane has gotten so much easier for me.
Yeah,
like usually the Mordekaiser in that lane just abuses me until
Yeah.
I hit 6.
Well, even at
But-
6, he kind of abuses you just because of the ulti, but unless you're able to like poke him down. But yeah,
He's
you
more-
were able to.
I think he's more talking about the like passive, being able to become a ranged champion rather than melee
Yeah.
at 6.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're able to just
Like-
farm him at that point. Yeah.
It was really hard for him to hit ease on me
Mhm.
because I just with that early lead, I just felt a lot more confident. I think it's just like a confidence booster, but
Yeah.
it felt good. But I think that the problem was that, and I was saying this while we were playing, is that I got no attention. Like I was able to basically free push. I got a couple of cheater recalls off there. I was just in the lane
Yeah.
for like the whole game.
Yeah,
And
no, I was telling Caleb that I would have loved to see the Hecarim because he pathed towards bot early on, and I told him that like you need to abuse Kale. That like we both talked about during the games that we wanted to see them like dive you, we wanted to see them do stuff like that. Otherwise, you were just a ticking time bomb, and that you were. You
Yeah,
were a
exactly,
ticking time
and that's
bomb
what
at first FF.
that's what I thought one of the Twitch pick was going to do as well, because usually with Twitch support, you're not bot a lot.
Mhm.
You're mainly roaming with your invisibility. So I was like, I
Yeah.
think that they could have used that to their advantage, and maybe after first back, Twitch just comes top. He doesn't really lose much for
Yeah.
it. And if he kills me, then I'm pretty screwed.
Yeah.
So,
Instead, we saw the Seraphine roam top.
yeah.
and then-
I thought I could kill him with the flash and E, but
Mhm.
I didn't have enough. So
Hey,
and,
you know
and
what?
then
It
I
was
think
close.
then after that I was really vulnerable. So I think that was a perfect opportunity for
Yeah.
them to pick up on that mistake of me just making a stupid flash.
Mhm.
But instead, unfortunately, I was just kind of left alone, and then I was able to free farm. And then after I had so much pressure at top, I could just run around the map and then just get free kills.
And you started to do that. You guys got like 5 kills bot lane in a row because they just kept funneling into you.
Yep.
And then eventually you just broke their mental, and we saw that FF come through. But going back to that first game on the big Chad Aatrox, Connor was telling us that you had a case of a Zhao brain, that you just get so far ahead that you just start 1v9ing. And sometimes it goes poorly. Were you sweating a little bit after you got picked a couple of times?
Yeah, I was like, okay, I gotta stop a little bit, but yeah, I think he's right. Not that I wouldn't say I get cocky, but I get very confident because I get first blood in a lot of my games, but I think that's also a problem because then I get cocky and then I start losing my lead. Like I don't think I'm a great player I don't think playing from behind is not one of my strengths for sure. But when I'm ahead, I think I do pretty well. But yeah, I did run it down. I think twice because I only had 4 deaths, so I wasn't inting, but I definitely ran it down like twice, and I was like, okay, then I think we're good here.
Well, they were both really fun games to watch. instantly, whenever I saw the Aatrox picks, I was like, "There's no way that's Mario. That's got to be Zhao." So then I went into your match history, and I was like, "Oh, sure enough." However, I will say, what was up with the heal Aatrox in your match history? Because your only Aatrox game in your mastery and your match history, you were running heal. So
I was playing ADC and I forgot to switch. That's it. Yeah, and I went in with heal, and it actually worked out really well for some
yeah,
reason.
you were like
Uh,
11 and like 1 or something in the game. I was like, what the heck was this? I thought you were top lane. I didn't even like click on the game, but that's
yeah,
really funny. I just
I
saw the
just
Aatrox.
forgot
I
the
was like, oh,
TP.
that's him. That's really
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah,
But yeah,
top is I'm pretty comfortable on top as well. I've been through like phases of league where I've
mhm.
made kind of every single role, so I'm comfortable playing anything. I'm not as strong as I am as as an 80 carry
Mhm.
player. I think that's still my best role, but I can play
Yeah.
really anything that you put me on.
So beating one of the top teams in contention for playoffs, do you think that you guys are finally shaking off the rust? Do you think that you're almost close back to your peak? Do you think you still have room to improve? How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, I think we definitely still have room to improve, but I mean, like, comparing us now to week one is totally different. And
Yeah.
I'm going to chalk that up to our draft. Mechanically, yeah, we've for sure improved because the more you play, the better you get with the team. But the
Mhm.
drafting is really what I think is winning us a lot of these games because we know exactly what to pick, where to go.
Mhm.
So mechanically, I don't think we're super far ahead, if ahead at all, than the top like three-ish teams.
Yeah.
It's just I think our draft is good because Connor prepares very well. I do
Mhm.
too, but not like him, right? I think he
Yeah. No,
is really
we
the
get
key
it.
to our
Connor's a
team
nerd.
here.
We got
Yeah.
yeah. That Connor.
Yeah.
But yeah, nope. You guys are definitely prepared. You guys took the win, both games pretty confidently. You guys just started throwing your money bags at them, even if it was trolling sometime. So it was fun to watch. Thanks for the good showing. Caleb, you got any questions to ask him?
Nah, dude. You just kind of smashed top lane. It was kind of fun to watch.
Hmm.
Well, that's good. I'm glad it was fun to watch.
I'm a little
I
bit mad. I
appreciate
was
it.
hoping I'd see a Pantheon pick. I saw that in the match history. I'm a Pantheon fan. I love Pantheon. I play it
Me
support a
too.
lot. So I
I'm a
was
big
hoping
fan
to
of
see a
Pantheon.
Pantheon, but you know what? The kill was fine. You did force them to FF. So
Yeah,
good
I
games.
was talking to Connor about it because I like Pantheon. I enjoy playing it, but it's not good against Mordekaiser.
Yeah, no,
It's just I would just lose that matchup.
for sure.
But I do think it is something that I could potentially pick in the future, just because I
Oh,
like being like versatile and I like being on the map. So
yeah. All right.
yeah,
Well, you
and
hear
I
that,
think it's good.
teams? Watch out for the Pantheon pick. You heard
Watch
it
out.
here. So we'll go ahead and say see ya and good luck in your future games. You guys will probably maybe have a tiebreak ahead of you if Caleb's team is able to pull out the wins against mixed teams.
Dude,
So
dubs only.
All
good
right. Well,
luck in the
hey,
future
I'll
and
be
have a good night.
watching it, so we'll see what
All right.
happens.
We'll see you in your next game. Have a good one.
Thank you guys. You too.
See ya.
See ya.
See ya.
All right. With that, are we finished with the interviews?
Yeah, we are. I don't think anybody else specifically requested. Let me recheck the chat.
Did Evan want to? Maybe.
No, Connor said me, Zhao, and Evan are all down to interview, and then he said not Evan.
Okay.
So
Alrighty then, we're good. That was Team Inactive versus the Goats, or whatever the heck they call their team. So those were two good games. I enjoyed both of them, and we will see you guys next time.
all right, peace out, guys. Make sure to stay tuned for the rest of the Gameroos streams. Have a nice night.